CMG President Shen Haixiong noted that in February 2014, Chinese President Xi Jinping attended the opening ceremony of the 22nd Winter Olympics in Sochi at President Vladimir Putin's invitation. This was the first time for a Chinese leader to attend a major international sporting event abroad. Shen quoted Xi as saying that if our neighbors have a joyous occasion, we certainly should go there to congratulate them. Shen welcomed Putin to Beijing, where the Russian president will attend the opening ceremony of the 2022 Winter Games. Putin was the first foreign leader to accept Xi's invitation. Shen mentioned China's plan to get 300 million people to take up winter sports. The CMG chief said ski resorts are even being built in his home province of Zhejiang in southern China. Shen asked about the special role that sport plays in relations between the two neighbors. How can they strengthen cooperation in ice and snow culture, winter sports, and related industries? And what results does Putin expect from Russian athletes at the Olympics? And how many gold medals? Putin said President Xi and he have known each other for a long time, as good friends and politicians who hold largely the same views on addressing the world's problems. The two leaders maintain close and frequent contact, and that is why he immediately responded to President Xi's invitation to visit China and to join Chinese friends in celebrating this year's main sporting event, the Winter Olympic Games. And the first ever Winter Olympics on Chinese soil will take place during the Chinese New Year in Beijing, the first city in the world to host both the Summer and Winter Games. Putin said he believes the organizers have done a good job preparing for the Games. He noted the massive investments in sports and transport infrastructure and new modern sports venues. He said China has created an environment for the safe stay of foreign athletes, coaches, and journalists. Putin said he is sure that such excellent preparations will help the Olympic athletes to show their sporting spirit and demonstrate their skills and ability to achieve their goals in fair competition, never giving up no matter what. He said that Russia will naturally support its athletes and celebrate their every victory and every achievement, but only the competition will show how many and what medals they will win. Putin said that the pandemic may affect the athletes' performance and consequently the final results. Putin called sport a unique phenomenon of human civilization. He said holding major sporting events helps shorten the distance in people-to-people interaction, deepen mutual understanding, and promote the universally accepted principle of fair play, as was vividly illustrated by the success of the large-scale sporting events, such as the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics and the 2018 FIFA World Cup hosted by Russia. Putin said Russia has been and remains committed to the traditional Olympic values. Russia opposes the attempts to politicize sport or use it as a tool of coercion, unfair competition, and discrimination. He said Russia rejects the practice of collective punishment for acts perpetrated by individual people, which has recently become a frequent occurrence. And of course, Russia strongly condemns the use of prohibited substances by athletes and advocates broad international cooperation in the fight against doping in sport. Putin said that Russia has a well-developed infrastructure, sports schools known for their champions and traditions, and a rich history of sporting records. It organizes major international competitions, encouraging its citizens, especially its youth, to engage in physical culture in sports. He said this is what helps to preserve the health of the people and the nation as a whole, and shape a strong foundation for future sporting achievements. He said that Russia plans by 2024 to have 55% of the population regularly engaging in sports, by 2030 to reach 70%. As for the interaction between Russia and China in sports and physical education, Putin said that it occupies an important place in the bilateral humanitarian cooperation and is broad and complex in nature. He said a number of events, including those in winter sports, have become truly important. Among them are the Russian-Chinese Winter Youth Games and annual ice hockey matches on the border river, which the Russians call the Amur, and the Chinese, the Heilongjiang River. He said that Russia is actively developing exchanges between Russian and Chinese sports federations and professional clubs. For several years now, the Chinese hockey club Kunlun Red Star has played in the Russian Continental Hockey League, which was agreed during Putin's visit to China in 2016. Cooperation is also developing in junior ice hockey. President Xi and Putin attended a friendly of these young players in June 2018. Putin said that the Russian and Chinese years of cooperation in physical education and sports in 2022 and 2023, which he announced with President Xi Jinping in December 2021, will certainly be a significant and memorable event for our two countries. The program includes about 500 various popular and youth sports events, as well as educational, sports science, and staff training activities. Activities that prove most successful will continue to be organized on a regular basis. Putin expressed his firm belief that the Winter Olympics in Beijing will be held at the highest standards. He wishes successful performances and luck to all athletes and participants in the Winter Olympics, and bright, unforgettable moments and joy to the guests. Shen Haixiong noted that China and Russia viewed each other as friendly nations from the start, then advanced to a constructive partnership, strategic partnership, comprehensive partnership, and strategic interaction. In June 2019, relations were upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership of coordination for a new era. And during their video conference on June 28, 2021, Presidents Putin and Xi announced the extension of the Treaty of Good Neighborliness and Friendly Cooperation. Shen asked about the significance for bilateral relations. Putin said that the China-Russia Treaty of Good Neighborliness and Friendly Cooperation signed more than 20 years ago is a basic policy document that established the legal framework for a long-term, consistent development of relations of comprehensive partnership and strategic interaction. He said that is why he and President Xi decided to extend it for another 5 years last year. Putin said it's a very rich document in terms of ideas it contains. Many of its provisions continue to have great influence in the context of today's rapidly changing international environment. Relations between Russia and China are developing on an equal, non-ideological basis. He said the partnership is sustainable, intrinsically valuable, not affected by the political climate, and not aimed against anyone. Putin said it is underpinned by respect, regard for each other's core interests, adherence to international law, and the UN Charter. The political trust based on this treaty enabled the two countries to establish an effective multi-layer framework of state-to-state cooperation, with meetings of the two leaders playing a key role. China remains firmly at the top of the list of Russia's trade partners. According to preliminary data, last year, even despite the pandemic-related restrictions, bilateral trade reached a historic high, totaling $140 billion. Putin said that China is Russia's strategic partner in the international arena. The approaches of the two countries to most issues on the global agenda concur or are really close. He said that China and Russia engage in close coordination within many leading multilateral organizations and formats, such as the UN, BRICS, SCO, G20, APEC, and the EAS, which has a stabilizing effect on the current complex world situation. CMG Chief Shen Haixiong's last question was on behalf of all Internet users and winter sports lovers in China. Shen said that when he interviewed Putin in 2018, the Russian president said he was trying to occasionally play hockey, but that appears to be quite an understatement. In a night hockey league match held in May last year, Putin scored a goal just 30 seconds into the game and a total of 8 goals. That's comparable to a professional hockey player. Shen asked Putin to share the secrets of his prowess with Chinese ice hockey enthusiasts. He asked which of the Russians would score first at the games, and what other winter sports would Putin like to master. Putin said that he's not in a position to give any advice to people who are passionate about hockey. He would leave this to professional hockey players and coaches. He thinks the most important thing is to do one's favorite sport, no matter what it is, on a routine basis, and to work hard keeping the goal in sight. Over time, mastery will come. Putin said that ice hockey in Russia is big and has deep-rooted traditions. A special place belongs to the Night Hockey League established in 2011. Today, it brings together almost 1,100 teams with more than 20,000 players from most regions of Russia. Many of Russia's renowned Olympic and world champions are actively involved in the development of the project, for which he is very grateful. The success achieved is evident. Last year, the number of amateur ice hockey players in Russia amounted to over 620,000, and that number is constantly growing. Putin said it's always a great pleasure to take part in the events of the league whenever his schedule allows. He said that he goes alpine skiing every chance he gets. Other sports disciplines he's interested in are the biathlon and figure skating, where Russian athletes have traditionally been very strong. He enjoys watching ski jumping competitions, but due to lack of time, can only do it on TV. Putin said Russia expects its hockey team to show its best performance at the Beijing Winter Olympic Games. Russia's ice hockey squad is well prepared, united by team spirit and the will to win, and all its members are capable of scoring the first goal. He ended by saying there is no doubt that the hockey matches at the Olympics will, as always, be exciting and memorable. Russia is looking forward to seeing some fine play and naturally has confidence in its players and wishes them every success.